Okay, coming to the major disease, whatever we had discussed in earlier recording. Okay, anthracnose already discussed. We can see only epidemiological factor and primary disease cycle regarding this afterwards. Okay, these are the major disease. Okay, coming to first one, anthracnose already completed. So whatever the symptoms is there, see the photography and fruits and blossom blindness. And coming to favorable diseases. So sorry, favorable epidemiological, favorable climatic condition. So wait, slide is hanging. Okay, so optimum temperature 25 degrees Celsius for qualified development as well as infection with the relative humidity around 95% for at least 10 to 12 hours. It is the most essential for development of anthracnose. This one you have to remember. And coming to disease cycle. So primary source of inoculum is infected plant parts. That is, those are dry leaves, branches, flowers, disease fruits. You have already know that. Okay. And second is spread raindrops. Raindrops are the major things. This is regarding that much favorable climatic condition. Coming to powdery mildew. So powdery mildew, little bit you can see here. Symptom. Before going to symptom, you can see here the economic importance of the powdery mildew disease. This is present throughout the worldwide distribution. Wherever there is a mango crop is there, it is present. Powdery mildew is present commonly. It is a cool climatic disease. Means December to March, it can cause or widespread severely, especially on young leaves and young panicles, technical initiation time. So coming to it is reported from India as well as South Asian countries means India, Pakistan, Ceylon, Bangladesh, and whatever the Nepal like those. Even in African countries it is present. And in India, it is commonly present in wherever there is a fruit crop is there, it is present. But majorly economical point, UP, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, it is present is there. And it is a cooler climatic disease and cause the infection from December to March. And due to a poor fruit set and heavy flower and fruit drop, it causes 70 to 80% of the yield loss in severe cases. You have to keep in your mind. This is the major thing. Okay. And next coming to symptom photography. See here. Okay, just I will explain it. The disease it can easily recognized by whitish or grayish powdery growth on the inflorescence and tender leaves. Those are the most severely affected by inflorescence and tender leaves. And infection starts from inflorescence. Okay, na? And it spreads downward, covering whatever the other parts of the flower axis and tender leaves and stem like those ones, and cause the twisting, curl, and defoliation of those parts and especially infected floral parts. This is a major thing. Infected floral parts are severely damaged and drop off. If there is no floral parts, means there is no fruit sac. Common. There is a correlation. And there is not grow in size and may not drop before attaining the peak size. So this one and cause the 70 to 80% losses due to dropping of the flowers and fruit sac. This is a common thing. Okay, na? See here, infected leaves. There is a whitish or grayish one. And coming to pea-sized fruits, severe symptoms. And coming to the favorable climatic condition. So it means it starts already. I have told it starts from December to March. It means warm, humid with the cool nights. Warm, humid with the cool nights, and morning dew and cloudy conditions. Morning dew and cloudy conditions with the 15 to 30 degrees Celsius. It is the optimum for development and cause widespread infection. Okay, and coming to disease cycle, it survives the dormant mycelium. Dormant mycelium, you have to keep in your mind, especially affected plant debris, not only in leaves. and secondary spread by airborne Chlamydia, especially full bloom and fruit to set to pea size. Those were most susceptible stages. Two stages, full blooming as well, fruit set at a pea stage. Those are two are more susceptible stages for a son. And before going to that one, see here, and another thing before management. So even pathogen, if perfect stage, imperfect stage, Oidium mangiferae, okay, and perfect stage is Erythrapi polygony. Erythrapi polygony, it is rarely present or rarely occur in India, okay. This much you can keep in your mind. And coming to mode of spread already is completed, and management. You can control with the two preventive sprays with the wettable sulfur 0.3% once before the flower open. See, remember, you can take out the preventive measure with a wettable sulfur in a two sprays 0.3% once before the flower open and second after the fruit set. Once before the flower open and second one is the fruit set after fruit set. And distinct twice or thrice with the fine sulfur will check the disease. Spraying with Bodax mixture, Coasan or Carthen. Carthen 0.1%, Coasan 0.1% before flowering and fruit set. This is a common thing. And even sulfur also already recommended. And you can spray another promising fungicide, Sila CA 70203. It develops the resistance. Okay. And next is the resistant varieties you can take out. So resistant varieties means what are those? So Neelam, Jardula, Bengaluru, Totapari, Kurda, and Janardana Pasan. Neelam, Jardulu, Bengaluru, Totapari, Kurda, and Janardana Pasan are the resistant varieties. This is regarding management aspect of powdery mildew. Okay. And next coming to the mango malformation. I think you know this one. This is a major disease caused by Fusarium subluminans, and there are two types of important symptoms like this. So first you can see here. Okay, coming to mango malformation, it is caused by Fusarium molliforme varieties subglutinans. Keep in your mind, remember this one. This is a soil-borne disease, but how it causes? How it causes mango malformation? Flowers are in plants, higher one. But also how it causes the mango malformation. Although it is a soil borne, it causes the mango malformation. Due to it is a perfect stage. Okay, the perfect stage of the Fusarium, it causes that one. And coming to economic importance, this is one of the severe diseases of mango and in important in North India especially, and appears in around Hyderabad and Medak districts, also in especially in Andhra Pradesh. I am discussing. Especially it is a major disease in northwestern India, northwestern part, whatever the Rajasthan, Haryana, Punjab, UP, northwestern parts of them, it present, and some little bit parts of Bihar and all such like that. And in coming to India, it occurs in UP, Maharashtra, Haryana, Bihar, Punjab, AP, and majorly it's severe in UP. Okay, northwest India, nearly 50% of orchid incidents are recorded. It is a jar of exam. So commonly they give them for multiple cases. Mango malformation commonly it causes severe disease in northwest, northeast, south, south and east, north places or central places. So you have to select the northwest one. And especially in northeast and south incidence may get to go up to 10% only. Okay, northwest 50%, south and east parts only 10%. See the economic importance. Coming to the symptoms. There are two types of important symptoms are vegetative malformation and floral malformation. See, this is a vegetative malformation, floral malformation. Okay, na? How the floral malformation become bunchy, brown color, black colored one. It looks like ugly and destroyed portion. And in vegetative malformation, there is a small little leaves with a bunch appearance. We can discuss thoroughly regarding these two types of diseases. Coming to vegetative malformation, in differentiation, you can get the question. So vegetative malformation, There is a proliferation of infected tissues. Proliferation means proliferation of infected tissues, and affected plants develop excessive vegetative branches. See here, development of excessive vegetative branches, which are limited growth, means swollen and have short internodes. Wherever there is a swollen internode means it appears a bunchy appearance. So dwarf branches are various sizes which are often produced on the top of a young seedling due to the bunchy appearance. What I have told, swollen and limited growth, short internodes. Due to this one, it develops the bunchy appearance. Okay, and vegetative malformation is more pronounced in young seedlings and seedling trees than in grafted plants. Young seedlings as well as grafted plants. See, this is the most important. Vegetative malformation is more pronounced in young seedlings as well as grafted plants. Okay, and coming to floral malformation. The floral malformation, flowering panicle, instead of coming out as a normal one, turns into just compact bunch of hard flowers. Okay, instead of coming to normal inflorescence, it coming a compact bunches. Here, it is a compact bunches, brown color one. Okay, and individual flowers is greatly enlarged and has a large size disc. See, individual flower, large size disc. Okay, and coming to inflorescence gets hypertrophied. Well, I think you know the what is the meaning of hypertrophy, hypertrophy, hyperplasia. There is a cell development, cell dividing faster, development largerly. That is hypertrophy, and percentage of bisexual flowers is malformation is very low. This is a major thing. Otherwise, there is no fruit set. And malformed heads dry up in a black masses. Okay, it dry up in a like this only in a black masses and persist in the tree for longer period. This is the regarding symptoms. Okay, coming to the favorable climatic condition. So favorable climatic condition, temperature optimum, whatever the physiognomy, it can survive even 35 degrees Celsius also. So optimum for development of this is 25 to 30 degrees Celsius, the relative humidity more than 80 to 85%. With the frequent rain with the high wind velocity, this is a major thing. It can cause widespread infection, especially in northwestern India. And mode of spread, this is propagating material helps in the spread of the disease. Oh, this is a major thing. Okay, through the malformed inflorescence as well as either by airborne chlamydia or by chlamydia carried out there is a areophid mite secondary spread. Secondary spread. Secondary spread is through areophid mite, that is the Escherichia mangiferae. You have to keep in your mind. Secondary spread is through areophid mite, Escherichia mangiferae. That is the major thing. Okay. And coming to management, you can destroy the diseased plant, destroy the diseased affected part, and use of disease-free planting material. This acts as a source of inoculum. And next, induced incidence reduced by spraying of naphthalene acrylic acid during October 100 to 200 ppm. That is the major thing. And pruning of diseased parts along with the basal 15 to 25 centimeter apparently healthy portion means it can scrape out the whatever the infected part along with pathogen. And next you can take out a spraying of carbendazim 0.1% or captopril 0.2%, at least 1 to 2 spray schedule, as well as even you can take Captan. That is the major thing. Okay, this much regarding mango malformation. And next coming to sooty mold. Sooty mold, I think uh, it is a wherever there is a commonly fruit crops are there, this common development is there, and also directly involved in the reduction of photosynthetic activity. If it is directly involved in the reduction of photosynthetic activity means there is no food production. So ultimately it bear the impact on crop yield. This is a common one. Capnodium mangiferae or Capnodium ramosarum is the causal organism. See here the symptoms. Okay, na? Before going to symptom, we can see here the economic importance. Common occurs in India and Israel. See, Sooty mold common. There are series of species are there in Sooty mold, Capnodium, Oidium, Capnodium, Malleola, like that. So, but this disease commonly occur especially in mango fruit. India and Israel. And in India, many kind of fruits and plantation crops are affected by the disease, what I told. And sooty mold can be infected by especially Tryposporum acerinum. That is, in fact, in disease is more commonly caused by Capnodium mangiferae and Malleola mangiferae. Two generals, Capnodium and Malleola mangiferae, can cause the disease. Okay, na? See the before going to symptom explanation, you can see the symptom. There is a blackish surface, blackish color development, powdery growth takes place, sticky colored one. See here, okay, on leaves, on fruits, even inflorescence, fully heat cover. This is exudates due to sucking pest. Why development? Sucking pest exudates. Okay, na? What I have told earlier. See the symptom, black encrustation seen on upper surface of the leaves, affecting what I told already, affecting the photosynthetic activity and superficial growth of the fungus and flowers, both tender and older leaves, stem and fruits. Full upper surface of leaves is encrustation, but in superficial and fruits and whatever the remaining parts. Black encrustation forms on the fruits appear in last yielding low price. And pathogen grows and thrives on the sugary or honeydew secretion by plant hoppers. Remember this one. Pathogen grows and thrives in the sugary or honeydew secretion by plant hoppers. This is a major thing. Okay, na? So, this and as well as jacids, aphids, and scales. Plant hoppers, jacids, aphids, and scales. Okay, na? This is regarding that one. And mode of the spread of the disease. How it spread? Majorly, disease leaves serve as a primary source of the inoculum commonly. The common wherever there is a mango, you can see there your hostel behind there is a mango orchard is there. Commonly, it is present there. So, scale insects and aphids, jacids, already what I have told plant hoppers. So, this can act as a survival source. And coming to the favorable conditions, how it develops. Sugary substance is created by insect, whatever we have listed earlier. The pathogens survive in that one. And incidence of insect on the fruit is directly associated with the disease severity. Fruit means that wherever there is a damage is that it can easily get inside. And humidity, high humidity provides conditions for growth of the fungi. Okay, it's much about pathogen, favorable climatic condition, all those things. Coming to management, controlling of insect by spraying systemic insecticides. That is the major thing. Carbaryl or phosphomidon. Carbaryl 2 gram per liter or phosphomidon 0.03%. This is regarding insect one. And spraying of monocrotophos 0.05% at 10 to 15 days interval for other insects. Carbaryl and all those things for plant hoppers. Okay, na? And next one is the spray dilute solution of starch or maida. See here, starch or maida 5%. You can how to prepare means boil 1 kg of maida or starch in a 5 liter of water and cool and dilute to 20 liter water. Then which dries up and comes up to the flakes and remove along with it soon mold growth. Okay, or else you can take the any other things spray vegetable sulfur or monocrotophos and gum acacia in a 0.2, 0.05, 0.3% in 15 days interval, 2 sprays. This also you can do the effective ones. Okay. And next, before going to stem red rust, okay, wait. I'll see the bacterial one. So bacterial, this is, I'm searching for bacterial spot. Bacterial spot, I will go next. This is bacterial spot. Okay. Before going to symptomatology, already we have discussed in packing class regarding, you can see the symptoms, how it looks like. See here, younger one, especially upper surface and lower surface on twigs. Okay, coming to the causal organism, Pseudomonas mangiferae indica. This is bacterial spot. And this before going to symptom, coming to economic importance. The first description of bacterial spot was given by Patel in 1948 from Maharashtra, especially 1948 itself only this disease was reported, as well as in India this disease occurred in Wherever there is a mango orchards are there, in almost all state it is present. I think 10 to 15% incidence is there. And coming to the symptom, you can see the photography, how it looks like, especially on leaves, fruits, and twigs. Especially coming to the leaves, in initially slightly water-soaked yellowish. You commonly it is present or occurs in whatever the bacterial disease occur in any fruit crop or any crop. Slightly water-soaked yellowish, translucent, irregular spots form toward the leaf tip and enlarge and become dark brown with a yellow halo. Dark brown will become a yellow halo. And next, these spots limited by veins and become angular. Why it become irregular means restricted by veins because it is the indirect. So cankerous lesions develops and spots appear all over the lamina. Under humid condition, it can spread even leaves fuse and leaves turn yellow and drop down. And longitudinal cracking occurs also on petiole. On green twigs, dark lesions also develop, even on inflorescence stalks also. Okay, this much regarding even almost all vegetative parts. And coming to the fruits, there is a water-soaked lesions development and later turn dark brown to black. Dark brown to black, you have to keep this one, remember this one. And fruit become yellow with a deep crack. So this is said prematurely. This is a common one, okay na? And disease cycle, how it occurs. Primary infection through infected leaves, branches, fruits, second spread by wind drain, rain and rain splashes. Okay, na? This is a common thing. And management is orchard sanitation and seedling certification. Healthy seedling you have to take out. And for common specific spraying for fortnight spray means 15 days spray, you have to take the 1% borax mixture or agrimycin or clindamycin or streptomycin along with COC. And resistant variety for this one is a Bombay green. Okay, Bombay green is the resistant one. And coming to the red rust, the most important what we would have discussed. Red rust we have no not discussed. And coming to the red rust disease. So see before going to the symptom, how the red rust development takes place. Already we have seen this one. How the symptoms development takes place, in which acid it develops, and why it develops, what type of color it develops. Okay, and is it a fungi or a algae? All those things we have discussed in practical class. See the symptomatology, symptom photography before going to pathogen and economic importance. Okay, na? And next, it is a algae, red algae caused by Staphylococcus aureus. It is a common pathogen in almost all fruit crops. Red rust and sooty mold. Red rust and sooty mold are commonly present almost all crops. Okay, na? And next coming to the economic importance. In India, it has been observed in Bihar, Karnataka, UP, and almost all the states. And appears epidemic farmer orchards, of Tarai during 1956. Tarai region of UP it occurs, especially in UP during 1956 it occurs. And like that, suitable it also reduces the photosynthetic activity and deep volatility as a result of algal attack, the lower vitality of the host plants. Okay, na? This is regarding economic importance. And coming to the symptoms, just I will highlight the symptoms. Algae and commonly affect foliage, twigs, and rusty spots on leaves and irregular one, reddish brown appearance. These are the common things. Okay. So next symptom we can, the disease characterized by red rust spots on the leaves and young twigs, especially red rust spots on leaves and young twigs. And initially circular, slightly elevated one, circular one, and later become join one together and become irregular spots. Upper surface of a spot consists of numerous unbranched filamentous pathogen, which projected into cuticle, and filaments represent the steroid hair, which were the fertile ones. And initially the spots greenish green color. Initially they are greenish gray color. Before becoming the red rust, they are greenish green color. And but later on they become reddish brown appearance. Okay, na? And this is cycle, and it is a whatever the favorable climatic condition required means it is a unmanaged orchard. Commonly this is persist. Close plantation, high moist condition favorable for this development and fruiting bodies commonly. And primary infection for this one is a juice spore. Okay, and this is leaves serve as a primary inoculum. And rainwater has been found to be source of spread of the algae. Rainwater and infection found increase during rainy season and common one. Okay, na? And management is wide close plantation. That is the wilder spacing and spray the borax mixture or copper oxychloride. That is the best one. Okay. And coming to Loranthus, shall we deal later or now only? Okay, Loranthus, we can. Black band. First, we can deal the fungal black band disease. Okay, black band one. See the symptoms, especially on leaves. Black banded symptom on leaves. Renocladium corticulum, the pathogen. Renocladium corticulum pathogen on leaves and especially on black banded stem or bark or twigs. See here, branches. Okay, na? This is regarding symptom. Commonly, coming to symptomically, notice the midribs of the veins and leaves, twigs, branches, and black velvety raised fungal growth. Black velvety raised fungal growth. Okay, na? And next, especially trunk, limbs, and branches, twigs, there is a development of encircle one. And also occasionally spread on leaves and causes losses. The conspicuous black banded appearance was considered appeared as the name as the black banded on bark and twigs. This is a major thing. And coming to the management. So gunny bag rubbing on a twigs or branches remove the black growth. And spraying of borax mixture 10% or copper oxychloride 0.6%, you can effectively manage this one. Okay, na? So coming to the black tip, this is a major one. Black tip is a major disease. Black tip, or it is also calling necrosis disease or coily disease or tip rot disease. Major physiological one disorder. Sorry, major disease of this one. It is calling as the necrosis, black tip, coily, and tip rot. And it is a peculiar to India. It does not occur in other countries. See the it does not occur in any other country, but it occurs in India. See the black tip, how it occurs. The tip of the mango become black. Okay, why it occurs, we can see how it occurs and why it occurs. We can see that one. Before going to symptom, we can see the already you've seen the photography. Why it occurs? It due to proximity of kilns, smoke of the kilns polluted the air with the toxic gases like it, sulfur dioxide and smoke. Sulfur dioxide and smoke with the boron deficiency. With the boron deficiency, it can cause the coily disease or black tip. Okay, this is regarding black tip. And coming to symptoms. So necrosis of the tissues at the distal end of the throat. See, necrosis at the distal end of the throat. Okay, na? And first symptom in the development of small etiolated area at the distal end with the gradually spread turns nearly black and covers at the tip completely. This is the common thing. And the affected one become skin turning hard and sunken, and and also reduces the yield, and it favors the rotting induced by saprophytic bacteria. This is commonly occurs when the fruits are about 6 to 8 weeks old. Okay, na? In a reaching ripening stage. This is a common thing. And coming to management, how you can manage this one? It can be easily minimized by spray borax, 0.1% borax due to deficiency of boron. And also, first spray should be done at particular key stage development of the mango fruit and planting of mango orchard in north-south direction. North to south direction and 5 to 6 kilometers away from the brick kilns reduce the incidence. Whatever the factories are there, chimneys. So with our away from the 5 to 6 kilometer with the north south direction, it avoids that one. This is regarding black tip. Okay, na? After this, any disease left? Bacterial spot is over. And next, stem and rot we can deal later. This is a minor one, not really necessary. Okay, so over. Okay, before going to this one, stem and rot. I'll discuss little bit regarding dieback. Just orally, I will show the discuss you. Dieback is another major disease. Okay, na? Already we have discussed in a major disease. So destructive disease of mango is occurring in India and mango growing countries, and it occurs due to the just only I will highlight 2 to 4 words. It is caused by Diplodia natalensis. Diplodia natalensis. Dieback symptom also produced by result or infection by Qualitative sometime. Okay, na? Sometime it can cause along with that one. So high summer temperature possibly contribute to the impaired vitality of the trees in predisposing the fungal infection with a relative humidity of 80%. Maximum and minimum temperature means optimum 25 to 30 degrees Celsius, and rains favors the disease development. And majorly the highly susceptible variety for dieback is Mohanbag. Mohanbag with the Saroli. Mohanbag is the highly susceptible. Coming to the symptom. Dieback becomes evenly discoloration, darkening of the bark, distance from the tip, dark or advanced, and especially in green twigs. So it causes the death from tip to downwards, okay, and also gummy exudates come out from that one. Majorly, you have to remember this much. So this is regarding dieback and all those things. And coming to the most important major thing is the Loranthus. We have to discuss regarding this one. Loranthus is the, we can call it the Ruksha Bhakshaka, Dendropte, Riscum, okay, and it is a partial stem parasite, can plant parasite of mango. Loranthus is commonly present in fruit crops, especially in North India. More than 60% of mango trees are affected by this one. Commonly, only in South India also it is present. Loranthus is a partial stem parasite, and as well as seeds of this Loranthus is decimated by birds to the stem of the host, and the seeds of Loranthus do not require any a host germination stimulus and will germinate spontaneously. Okay, and seeding radical is negatively phototropic, that grows towards the dark surface. Okay, na? And the first attachment structure formed is called a hold fast. It is for attachment, and Hastoria development takes place in a xylem for absorption of the nutrients. And parasite removes water and mineral nutrients from the host. And the contact with the host cambium, the Loranthus system induces the formation of additional woods enlarged into the sprouted columns. And like this, it reduces the and absorbs the water and nutrients from the main host and reduces the yield. How to manage this one? You can prune the affected branches and periodically remove the mistletoe from infected branches and stems. And ethofan effectively control mistletoe in some situation. Inject copper sulfate and 2-pod into affected branches, copper sulfate and 2-pod, as well as diesel oil emulsion in soap water. That also you can spray out. This is regarding partial stem parasite. Coming to next, stem end rot. It is caused by Diplodia natalensis. You can see here the symptoms photography. Okay, sorry. Stem end rot. Symptom photograph. How the fruit become. There is a development of whitish mycelium growth sporulation. Rotting occurs. Only you can see the dark epicarp around the base of the pedicel. An initial stage affected enlarges and form the circular black patch. And fruit completely become black within the 2 to 3 days. Becomes and as well as more softer ones. And twigs, it can cause twigs infection, twigs and barks also in rainy season. Favorable condition is 30 to 36 degrees Celsius temperature with 80 to 90% rate humidity. This is cycle is twigs and barks of mango are harbor the pathogen. Those are the majorly primary source. With the onset of rains, fungus spore are released in the orchard with the cause of infection. Okay, and spread by rain flashes as a secondary spread. This is regarding this is cycle and management. Prune and destroy the or burn the infected twigs. Then it can automatically reduce the pathogen propagules. And you can take out afterwards, spray with the carbendazim or hyphenate methyl or chlorothalonil at 15 days interval during rainy season, at least 1 or 2 sprays. Now 0.2% and 0.1% concentration. Okay, this much regarding mango disease.